Hi, this is Stu from Spoke Technology, and I'm going to share with you our experience in setting up an ATA with an analog fax machine. So in this case we're using a HP all-in-one for the fax, and our ATA is a Grandstream HT802 device which is certified on our platform. Now, as we gallop on towards the BT turn-off, we're seeing a great demand for ATAs. For example, fax machines, emergency lift lines, or analog decked setups, like for example in factories where it's just not cost effective to rip out. You can simply put in an ATA which will act as a DAC, a digital to analog converter, and simply give you an RJ11 port for your analog device. Now in this example we're going to be setting up a fax machine, and we've had a mixed result when it comes to setting up fax, because not only your device has to be set up a certain way, so does your system and so does your carrier. All the codecs and the transmissions obviously need to match for things to work, because we found fax to be simple but sensitive. So let me start with the ATA itself and the settings that we've enabled for this to work, and then I can go on to our system and show you the settings there. So let's go to our FXS port that the fax machine is installed into, and I'll show you the settings that we've changed to get this all to work. Now the ATA is registered on our auto provisioning server. So let's go to the first setting, which is matching the codecs. Now we're strictly enforcing G711U and G711A purely because faxes don't like compressed codecs. So first choice PCMU, second choice PCMA. The other change that we made was fax mode. We've set it to pass-through. Now I've seen a few different results using T38 or pass-through. It purely depends on your provider, but we're using pass-through because on T38 it did not send the fax, it just rang, nothing happened. So we set it to pass-through and we were successful in sending a fax. The other best practice is because ATAs will do call features locally. We've disabled this, so nothing's getting in the way, and it's just a nice simple setup. So we've set that to no. Once that's all set, click apply, and the ATA will save its settings. And let me log into our system side and I'll show you the settings there to enable. Logging on to the system side, we're going to go into the extension itself. We're going to disable features such as voicemail to keep it nice and simple. So select no. Our transport type is UDP. Again, nice and simple for the ATA. We've set the codecs to match the ATAs as well, G711U and G711A. We've also turned off call recording. Again, no features, don't want anything getting in the way. Once all that's done, hit save. Within the tenant there is fax settings as well, so let's go into fax, settings. We've enabled ECM, which is error correction mode. You can enable this on the fax as well, so we've set this to yes on our HP fax machine to match. Our max bit rate, which is bits per second, again is set on the HP fax as well, so everything's uniform, is 14,400 with a minimum of 9,600. We've also put all modems on, V17, V27, V29. Hit save, and that then matches up everything on the ATA and our system side to send and receive faxes.